We live in strange times indeed. Stranger still because friends who, well, became kind of enemies, not outright, but just because of situation, are maybe going to be able to rekindle a friendship after all, for one of the weirdest reasons ever. And I think you'll have to agree that normally a trial isn't a reason to come back for more. In this case, maybe it is. Gina Carano calls for Pedro Pascal, Kathleen Kennedy, to testify over Mandalorian firing. Now, it was claimed that Pedro and Gina were friends. At least that's what we've heard. And maybe this can help their friendship a little bit because it seems he was able to be allowed to speak his mind on social media. Of course, so is Mark Hamill and many others, including Pablo Hidalgo. But Gina wasn't allowed. Some people took some things that she put out of context, and yet, well, now that we're where we're at in time, and with hindsight, looking back, she was absolutely right. From The Hollywood Reporter, we have this story. The actress that claimed that Disney discriminated against her by turning a blind eye to politically charged posts from her male co-stars may get her comeuppance sooner rather than later as we dive deeply into discovery around Disney's disastrous firing of their most popular, strong, powerful woman. Carano's legal battle over her firing could feature a star-studded cast of witnesses, including Pedro Pascal, Jon Favreau, and ex-Disney chief executive Bob Chapek. It could be even more than that because she is, of course, I don't believe written in this article, asking for more than the normal customary 10 depositions. And there's good reason for that because there's a lot of people in this available chain to query. In a joint filing between the ex-MMA fighter and Disney, Carano pointed out those names as potential witnesses that could be called to testify in her case. She also included Bear Grylls, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, and Lynn Hale, the engineer of the publicity campaign behind Star Wars. July 26 court document previews issue to be raised in the trial, tentatively scheduled for September 25th of 2025, which gives us an entire year plus of discovery, such as whether Carano was under contract on February 10th of 2021 when Disney purportedly terminated her for voicing differing opinions on social media. Another contested issue is whether Carano was treated differently than her male co-stars. In her lawsuit filed in February, she alleged that Disney and Lucasfilm turned a blind eye to others who said she made offensive and denigrating posts directed towards Republicans while she was allegedly fired for her cultural and religious beliefs. She pointed to Pascal's 2017 post comparing the former president to a funny little man with a mustache who destroyed everybody's life in the 40s. And, well, he subsequently was removed rather violently from power in, what I would kindly call World War II. Other posts from Pascal cited the lawsuit included one of him comparing the United States response to those entering the country illegally to, being housed in places where you think really hard and you're not allowed to leave. The Mandalorian creator Favreau, meanwhile, would presumably be called to testify on whether Disney greenlit plans for a new spin-off titled Rangers of the New Republic, which we absolutely know that she did because, she confirmed the production of the title all the way back in a presentation that she gave in front of a whole lot of people. Grylls is going to be called to testify, or could be, because she had an episode of his show, Wild with Bear Grylls, that featured her. And for a time, that was kind of buried. It wasn't going to air in its normal spot. And in the filing, Disney pushed back on her list of witnesses while saying that it may call Lucasfilm BP Animation Live Action Development Carrie Beck and Disney Executive VP of Communications Paul Roeder to testify. Well, if they call those two people, I don't know what they can add. I don't believe that they were in their current positions back then. I could be wrong. With her ousting from Star Wars, Carano potentially lost out on millions of dollars. I would say probably much more than this lowball estimate, maybe $100 million. You don't know how long she would be involved in projects, and with the escalating contracts, she could be due quite a bit more money. The standard contract for the series regular on other spin-offs is roughly 6 years at a salary base beginning between $150,000 and $250,000 per episode, with each season consisting of up to 10 episodes. That could be an awful lot of money. If you're interested in reading the filing, which happened nearly immediately on the 26th, you can find it over on Scribd, and it's considerable. It's got multiple pages. It's maybe worth your time. And this is document 46 for the court to consider in a 14-page document that, again, if you're interested, may be worth your time. I know what else is worth my time: this trial. I think it's going to be interesting to see what we get. I think the last thing Disney wanted was discovery, and they did absolutely everything they could to delay it. And since we're moving forward, and since there's about to be a lot to be discovered, this process could go on and on and on and on with enough weight to sink the Disney ship. And maybe they should be sunk. Gina was given a very short straw when it came to the opportunity to fulfill her dreams of being in a long-running Star Wars show, not to mention the opportunity at a film. Disney will have to pay for that. The question is how. Will it be through a lengthy court trial that I believe is requested to be in front of a jury, which makes her an awfully sympathetic character indeed? Or will Disney try to write an enormous check and somehow reinstate her? Or maybe not. It's a good question and one worth asking, but I'd rather ask you a different one. Do you believe that Gina has a good case at this point, considering that the judge allowed it to progress all the way to discovery? Do you think that she has a better than even chance of actually winning? And do you think because her series was actually confirmed by Kathleen Kennedy, and she definitely has communication between her and Jon Favreau talking about the show, that the assumption, the fait accompli, means that, well, it's pretty much hard for Disney to knock down any of her claims? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands because it's good hygiene. And until next time, see ya.